Whenever somebody needs something, whether it's right in downtown Mansfield or it's in Richland County, whether it be from a pageant to a charitable organization to whatever, Doc steps up to the occasion and gets the job done.
His real name is Rush Farley Stumbo, but he goes, they call him Doc. And the reason is when, his family lived down in West Virginia, didn't have a lot of money, so the doctor down there said that if you name your child after me, I'll give you a discount on the delivery fee. And so they agreed, and so he became Rush Farley Stumbo, and shortened it to go by Doc. And he said he almost had to do that because when he got in school, half the kids in school were named Rush Farley. So he called himself Doc to sort of separate himself from everybody else. He's not ashamed, or embarrassed by growing up poor, and it served him well. There are lessons I'm sure he learned back during those times. And not only did he get his name from that period of time, but he got his personality and his spirit.
When I graduated in '57, my brothers took me down to coal mines, going to get me a job. And I went down so far and I said, no, this is not for me. So I came back out, and my nephew came in from Cleveland and took me back to Cleveland, and I got a job at Ford. I worked there for a year and got laid off, went back home, and they said it's hiring in Mansfield at GM. I was in production when I started out, then I drove forklift, then I went in tool and die. In 1985, I was chairman of community service for the union, and the company asked me to run a campaign for United Way to raise money for them. We got over 100,000 the first time, and then we built it up to over 300,000 a year. We were giving you just United Way.
Doc's involvement in that regard are one of the things that brought the company and the union out of General Motors together.
He's not trying to move a political agenda. He genuinely just wants people to work together so the community gets better and things move forward.
I always thought you could work better together. You can get more done, you can help the people more in the community. So GM and the union got into all the walkathons, everything we did in the community was together. I got on more boards, and the company was paying me to go to the meetings. And I was on about 20 or 21 boards. And the personnel director, he said, when are you going back on the floor to work? I said, I don't have time. I showed him what I was doing. I said, if you pay me 40 hours a week, turn me loose, I'll represent the company and the union. So I did that for 18 years. And then I went to Ken Williams. He wanted to talk about getting involved in the community.
Doc had a 2-day retirement plan, and he started Graham's 2 days later after he left the plants.
He's done a really masterful job of having Graham Auto Mall a part of all of these community things. And so you just automatically think of them as a strong community supporter.
We're very proud and grateful he represents us good at Graham Auto Mall, and the people that he brings into Graham's is phenomenal.
Whether it's, supporting the chamber and the work that we do, or supporting our safety services and the officers who are protecting the community, to children's services, to the United Way. I mean, the list of organizations that he has been an important part of is really integral.
I got involved with him with the food drive that we do for the 6 local food pantries. That was one of the projects he wanted to do for Make a Difference Day. And then the other one was the Dash to the Goal for United Way. And we got other media in town, the radio stations and TV station involved with us, and made quite a success out of those. Both of those are over a decade old now and still going.
I mean, it goes from a lot of the major organizations to just individuals. I mean, a lot of times people approach Doc for individual help, that he knows where he can get the help.
He's been a connector of people too, and I think maybe sometimes people don't fully appreciate that role in a community.
What I find really interesting is whenever I go with him to any place is the people that know him and that he knows. It's just so wide span in their occupation or their age group or whatever they're in. he's probably touched that in one way or another.
Part of my job is working with kids and grown-ups, elderly people, and trying to help them. Anybody that needs anything, they'll call me because I've been around the community for so many years. They know I know where to get it or how to get it.
It's not really his job, it's who he is. I mean, he's just a naturally a giving person who wants to get out there and make really good things happen.
What he's asking for is always a great cause. So I'm always willing to look and find ways to help. And I think that's kind of everyone's experience with Doc, is that when he works for you, you're willing to return the favor and help those other organizations that he's with.
He has such a warm, caring personality that he just has the ability to get people to help and do things because they trust him.
So do you have any plans to retire?
No. Somebody asked Ken Williams the other day, he said, I want Doc's job. He said, you gotta wait 20 years.
I asked him, what motivated you to do all this over the years? And he just got a very simple answer. He just says, I just want to help people. And it is that simple.
I think Mansfield and Richland County as a whole is a different place without someone like Doc Stumbo, and without him in particular. The relationships that he's built, the bridges that he has built, the work that he's done in our community is not something that's going to be easily replaced.
When we were talking about this award, he's always a little embarrassed by recognition, but the kind of recognition he likes is, like he told me he was at the Cornell's IGA in Shelby one day, and some gentleman that came up to him, somebody he didn't know, which is kind of hard to believe in and of itself because he knows everybody, especially in Shelby. And the guy said, I just want to thank you for everything you've done for this community. And he shook Doc's hand and then just walked away. And I asked Doc, I said, do you know him or anything about him? Because I have no idea who he was. But I really appreciated him taking the time to say something to me. And I think that kind of individual thank you from a stranger is probably as meaningful as anything for Doc.
You know, there's a lot of people that care about the community, but someone who does it from the genuineness of their heart, like Doc, those types of people don't come along every day.